This problem deals with finding the product of two consecutive even integers whose product is 440. Okay, so first of all, you got to know the definition of all of these. Product is what you get when you multiply. So the product is the result of multiplication. 2, I think, is pretty clear to everybody, but consecutive means in order. Consecutive numbers are numbers that are next to each other on the number line. They are in line with each other. Of course, even, we know, means they're divisible by 2. And integers are numbers that do not have any kind of a decimal part. So the regular counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Now, to be consecutive even integers, these could either be positive or negative. You don't have to be positive to be an even integer. So it could be numbers like 2, 4, 6, -2, -4, etc. So numerically, what do we know about these numbers? Yes, they'll divide by 2, but it's a little trickier to define x in such a way that x is necessarily divisible by 2. But if we say that the first of these consecutive integers is x, and trust that this is going to come out to be integers, the next one, the second number, each of these is 2 apart, right? Here's 2, here's 2, these are 2 apart. So if x is an even number, an even integer, then the next one down the line would be x plus 2. So if we let our consecutive even integers be represented by x and x plus 2, their product is going to be x times x plus 2. And in this case, the condition we're given is that the product is equal to 440. So that's how you set it up. Of course, we would respond to this by multiplying this side out. And then if we subtract 440 from both sides to set it equal to 0, we're going to get x squared plus 2x, minus 440, because we would subtract 440 from both sides, equals 0. Now, we could solve this by factoring, or we could solve it by the quadratic formula. If you choose to factor it, you're going to have to find factors of 440 that are two apart. It might be quicker to just go ahead and use the quadratic formula, in which case A is 1, B is 2, and C is going to be negative 440. So we've got x is going to equal negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So x is going to be a negative, b is 2, plus or minus the square root of 2 squared. Remember, this will always be positive no matter what. Minus 4 times 1 times a negative 440 all over 2 times 1. So negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4. This is going to be a plus because there's 2 negatives here. 4 times 440 is 1760 over 2. So negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 1764 over 2. Negative 2 plus or minus 42 over 2. Now we want to split it up into 2 problems. Negative 2 plus 42 over 2 is going to be 40 over 2 is going to be 20. Negative 2 minus 42 over 2 is negative 44 over 2 is going to be negative 22. Now, one thing that tends to confuse people is that looking at this, they want to say, okay, the integers are going to be 20 and negative 22. These are both even integers, but these are not consecutive even integers. When x is 20, x plus 2 is going to be 22. So the positive consecutive even integers are going to be 20 and 22. When x is negative 22, x plus 2 would be a negative 20. So negative 22 times a negative 20 is also positive 440. There are two sets of integers, pairs of integers that'll do this, and it's 20 and 22 are the positive ones, and then negative 22 and negative 20 would be the negative ones.